All right, everybody, got a real pretty one in the shop today. 1972 two-wheel drive C20 Highlander truck. So the Highlander was a 1 year only package, came with the 400 cubic inch engine and a really odd houndstooth interior that was only available in 72. Beautifully restored here. This is a resto mod, but it's a little dusty, but I mean the paint is pretty dang good. I mean, very nice paint job. Got the GM Performance ZZ 454 big block with the 4L85E. Yes, 4L85E, that's what it's called. That tripped me up when I first heard it. I didn't know there was a 4L85, but I guess that's the performance version of the 4L80. About 519 pound-feet of torque, 460 horsepower. Got the Holley Sniper EFI, probably why it's in here. We're known locally as Mr. EFI Fix-It guys, whatever you want to call it. We get a lot of referrals because a lot of people are on their last, they're at their wits' end with these systems or Terminator systems or something. We get recommended and we always fix them. We have not had to warranty one out. We have replaced one, and that was because it was internally shorted because of a bad wiring issue, not the fault of the system. I think we're gonna have it dialed in. Crazy thing happened today when the customer brought it in. He drove it into the shop. He had it towed and then drove it in. He's like, I just want to be the one to drive it because you have to use the emergency brake for all braking. There is literally no brakes. I don't know what happened. It used to have brakes. Phil cracked this thing. Customer standing right here. I'm standing right here. There is zero fluid in that thing and we have no idea where it went. There's a little bit of, paint coming off now because we figured out this lid is leaking since then, but I mean, immaculate. You could not find a single drop of brake fluid. There's nothing coming out of the wheel cylinders. There's nothing underneath. Total mystery. Phil thinks it's never had fluid in it. I believe the owner told me he's driven it somewhat, but basically when he took delivery of the vehicle 4 years ago, he was so upset with it that he basically just parked it. He does not like the way it runs, did not like the brakes, it has essentially no miles on it. In 4 years of ownership, we love these builds. It's awesome. Our business motto lately is go spend 80 to 100K getting your car restored and then come bring it to us and we'll get it running right. That's just what we've been doing a lot of lately. Let's take a look at the truck. Paint, I mean, fantastic. There's a couple minor issues that the owner pointed out to me, but honestly, unless you were like some kind of high-level show judge, I don't think you'd ever notice it, or the owner. You sit here and stare at these things, you find that kind of stuff. He asked us to leave this on because he's very particular about the seat, and you can see why. Look at that. It's already saved his seat. Somebody with a greasy set of butt cheeks. Interior right there. Factory AC car, very highly optioned car. Shaved the stake posts. Bed looks great. The guy did, this guy has a YouTube channel, and I've already started watching some of the videos. And he did some pretty neat stuff here. Filler cap, so tucked it in here, and then there's a little button. It's kind of a two-handed deal. Got. I thought that was pretty neat. I think the guy did a fantastic job. I don't know what it is, but a lot of times we see these restorations that we get. This is a very common story in this shop. Somebody spent a lot of money and a lot of time at another shop getting it done, but they can't even drive it. And that's this thing. So I don't know if it's just that final 10% the builder's just burnt out. Maybe the customer's kind of like, hey, when's my car gonna be done? Can you please hurry up? And they just end up slinging a product out the door where the chassis and the body, everything is there, should be good. It isn't performing anywhere near where the parts should be. I mean, the parts on everything are perfect. Everything here is very nice. This thing should be driving like a brand new truck. It should be winning shows left and right. I mean, it is fantastic. The guy hasn't even been able to drive it. He says he maybe has 4 hours of runtime on the engine, and he's tried to figure out the EFI system and stuff himself, and he just can't figure it out. Finally, he's got a little motivation to get back into it, and he was a referral from a friend, a previous customer, so that's always nice. Customers like the work you do. They were turned down by a couple other shops or weren't happy with a couple other shops, and I said, hey, still got that old truck. I found a guy. I think he might be the guy to do it. It makes us pretty proud. Lots of little stuff, little housekeeping stuff around here. Just needs to be touched up. Couple little issues with the trim. And then we're just gonna do a basic fluids check. So big thing is, we're gonna try to solve the mystery of where's the brake fluid at? Was it ever in there? So we got it topped off, we got it bled, we got it ready to run, and we're gonna just see where it comes out of, if it comes out of anything. And then we've got a couple other mysteries we got to figure out. We're reading 70 psi of fuel pressure right here at the sniper unit, and that's okay because these can be internally regulated. I am not familiar with this model. It's gonna be a real simple check. I'm gonna pull out the manual, run it, and figure out if this one is internally regulated. If it is, that's totally fine. If it is not, we're gonna add a regulator. But I'll tell you what, it runs pretty good. But Phil just tried to drive this thing down the road and it said it was hooling all over the road. Came back, none of the wheels are torqued. This thing's been to one other shop in town, got a nice $400 Delco repo, and this battery lug is broken. That sucks. I'm gonna have to replace that. I'm gonna have to break it to them that somebody's broken your nice battery at one point. But I'm excited to try out this engine platform because I got a 454 in my 69 C10 and it sounds rowdy in comparison. It's 10.5 to 1 compression. This is 9.5 or 9 to 1 compression. I can't remember. This is much more mild in sound, but on paper, I believe it makes more horsepower and roughly the same torque that mine should be making. Kind of want to do like a little heads up run between them, but I don't know if the customer's going to want to do that. But I'd just be curious to see because this is a pretty sweet engine and transmission package. If you get the 6-speed manual transmission package with this, I mean, it's a crate setup, bolt it together, drop it in, it's like 16 grand. That's not too bad. Power steering pump is foaming the hell out of the fluid and whining like crazy, and another guy that's worked on this, he said I just can't seem to bleed the system. I can't get the air out of the system. That usually means that air is being introduced somewhere in the system also, but there's no leaks. So we're gonna have to figure that out. There's a couple mysteries with this thing. It does not leak fluids, which is awesome for an old Chevy truck. Everybody knows they leak fluids. This thing does not leak any fluids, but yet it's got disappearing brake fluid and somehow air being introduced into this system, and also a line that's been routed too short. We're probably gonna end up having to replace that pump. It's probably been starved of fluid possibly at one time or ran dry at one time and it's burnt up. Sounds like hell. We gotta get into the sniper because the guy says it just runs like crap. Fires up and runs nice sitting here, but I'm guessing going down the road it's having a lot of problems. So ain't nothing we can't fix. Get this thing back on the road. And hopefully the customer will fall in love with it again and get this thing out of the garage, because the guy that did the restoration, the few small details that are still left aside, this thing is beautiful. It could win shows, and given the rarity of the Highlander package, I mean, I think if you took this to some C10 shows and put out your build sheet and all that stuff, people would really appreciate it, and I know I'd like to see it at a show. It'd be pretty sweet.
The guy that built this thing really did a pretty damn good job, but we just got a few little things that we got to take care of. Had a battery look like somebody knocked the post off, getting changed. Issue we're having on this one is trying to do a power steering pump. Got chewed up on itself. Should be an easy job, but serviceability was not the goal of this one. Stuff's so tight here, you can't get to the front of the tensioner pulley. And there's a beauty plate that you have to get off before you can even get to the keyway to get it. You got to get all this stuff apart. One of those big things you got to remember: you're building something, make it serviceable, or it's just going to be a pain in the ass afterwards, and then your mechanic's going to cuss you. So you got your power steering unit right here. And this guy's running a static fan setup with no fan clutch. There's no excuse when somebody made it. Is that off? Here, hold that right there. All right, go ahead.
Slow.
Yeah. It really sucks because I can't do my priming trick on this thing. I don't have enough room. What's up?
One of the wires is marked off the header.
Oh, that's that bad one. Yeah, no, it's the one we got to change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's got a bad wire in. I just need to get the pump primed so I can bleed it. It'll be all right for a second. Just don't touch the motor.
That's a whole lot better.
That's why I like to prime these with a drill. That got a whole lot quieter after he pulled that cap and it burped the air out of it. All right.
Whew. It's got some torque. The steering wheel is like ridiculously light. I mean, you could drive this thing with one finger. It's crazy. Check my GPS here. Riding good. 55, 60. Drives like a dream, man. I think there may be some flat spots in this tire. These tires, he said they're only a couple years old, but if it's been sitting a lot, kind of feels a little bit like there's it's more than just the road. There's a little bit of bumps in it, and it doesn't feel suspension related, front end related. It feels really nice. This steering wheel is almost too light. I mean, this thing is incredible. I mean, this is like a luxury car over here. Shoot, this thing's a beauty, man. I don't want to flog it or anything. Brand new crate engine, the GM, I think it's called the ZZ 454/440. I don't know if the ZZ part's accurate. And then it's got the GM 4L85E. It's like an upgraded 4L80 transmission. It makes about 520 pound-feet of torque at the crank. I think the 440 was the 440 horsepower. I think that's why it's in the, you know, the nomenclature, the name. Nothing is even broken on this truck. Owner says he's like driven it around his neighborhood one time, and that's about it. So everything's still in the break-in phase. Even though it's all 4 or 5 years old, everything's still on break-in mileage. Engine still got to get gone through, you know, let everything work its way through. And break in. The rear end is brand new, 0 miles. I think he's had the rear end put on it since he took delivery of this car, restoration, you know, post-restoration. Transmission, again, he said he thinks maybe the engine maybe has 4 hours on it, total runtime, and just doing diagnostics and stuff. Gonna take it real easy on it. Not gonna try to test it out in any way. We're just gonna vary our speed, vary our throttle, kind of just take it chill and give it a nice warm brake in. Brakes feel good. Hold on to yourself, man. I'm gonna give her the hard brake coming into this stop sign just to check them out. Pretty good, pretty good. They could probably, they're a little spongy, probably need one more bleed. That is a locker back there, man. Those back wheels chirp anytime you turn this thing. Ooh, man, that's like 10% throttle. That tranny shifts hard. Boy, this thing's like half race truck. That's got a lot of bottom end in it. I think it's got 410s is what he said. And then you got the 4L80 and the big block. I mean, this thing's gonna have a ton of bottom end. Proper working truck if you need it. She'll cruise 55 all day long, man. It's got the 410 rear end, so it's doing it at about 2,400 RPM. So she kind of has the same RPM to mile per hour range as, you know, one of these trucks in the original thing. It's a little lower, usually 60, 64 miles an hour. I find they're tacking around 2,700, 2,800 RPM. You know, obviously depends on the gear, but with the turbo 400 or something. So here we are. Trying to watch the road. We're doing 60 right at 2,500 RPM, but then it's got enough oomph in it, and that overdrive kind of kicks in. She drops down 2,100 RPM. We're doing 58 miles an hour. Real sweet driving truck. Go ahead and check the AC out. Yeah, it's blowing cold. Took her a little second, but blowing real cold. I feel like I'm in 1972 and I had a lot of money because this is a very well optioned truck. This was a 72 Highlander edition, factory AC, factory big block 402. I mean, the build sheet just has just about everything on it, and that's why he bought this truck. Rough condition. I saw the photos of when they started with it and did the full restoration. I mean, this is better than brand new. I mean, this steering wheel is insane. It really is, I think, almost too light, but you could get used to it, that's for sure. Thing did not require nearly as much work as we thought initially. It just a couple little bumps in the right direction and this thing turned out sweet. Thing is freaking beautiful, man. Thing drives like a freaking brand new truck, man. I mean, the steering wheel is so light.
Trying to get this Dakota digital gauge set to actually work. It doesn't like to drive the cable. For some reason, not picking up a signal. So.
I did most of the fuel system on it, cleaned it up, and made sure everything was good to go. And if you don't like this truck, then you got issues, because this is a badass truck. Most trucks, when you see them like this, they're sitting in a garage somewhere, not being driven. Why build it if they're just going to sit up? Drive it. Hello, Mr. Smoke It. But it's a cool truck. I really enjoy it. I am glad we had the opportunity to work on it and get it right. And now the owner of this truck will be happy that he can drive. Oh, look.